changed about the game from the first half to the second
We didn't make very many stops. Didn't rebound the ball as well as we did in the first half. And there's no excuse for letting Jimmy Fredette come in here and score 28 points. That's impossible. They kept running the same play over and over again. They were splitting our hedge. He was getting to the basket, and easy things were happening. That was basically the difference in the first half and the second half. We just weren't able to get stops.
How disappointing is a loss like this? You had them on the ropes in the first half. The crowd was going crazy, and then to come out in the second half like that. How disappointing is it?
I don't get pissed off about too much. I'm pissed off. We played 32 minutes of good basketball. We've set ourselves up in this conference to be at the top at the end of the conference. There's no way we should have lost 2 games in a row like this. Not taking anything away from my team, I'll go ahead and take the credit for this, especially with me having those 5 turnovers. We lost the turnover game at home, 14-10, and 9 in the second half. And I'm sure I had 4 of the 9 in the second half. So I think if we could have controlled the ball a little bit better and relaxed a little more in that zone, it would have been a different outcome.
What was the message at halftime? I mean, you guys were up big. I mean, what was it? Keep playing? I mean, what was the message?
The message was to do exactly what we did in the first half. Keep playing, keep playing. You're going to take some punches from them. Be able to bounce back from it. We started off the second half, I guess, on a sour note because, we were trading baskets. Somebody's going to stop making baskets if you're trading baskets eventually. Unfortunately, it was us. They changed their defensive scheme, and it made it a lot more difficult for us to score baskets and also get out in transition. We didn't rebound the ball very well in the second half. When we did, stop people. So I think that in the second half, we basically let ourselves down. I would go with the last 8 minutes of the game. Like I said, we played 32 minutes of good basketball. The last 8 minutes of the game, we were wishing that they missed as opposed to making them miss.
No fun when you lose. And no fun when you play as good a basketball as we played all season for 28 minutes and then not be able to find a way to continue it. A lot of reasons, in my opinion. BYU was a big part of the lots of reasons. I told them after the game that if this doesn't hurt and sting a little more than anyone we've had this year for all of us, then something's wrong. And I said, I know that it does with all of us. Be angry, be mad, be extremely disappointed, and then be determined on Thursday when you walk in this door to take out your anger on TCU on Saturday. We have at least 120 minutes of conference regular season basketball left to play. It needs to be the best you can play. And that's our challenge. We don't have this one back. We did a great job in the first half and for about 8 or 9 minutes of the second half. Then we had a flurry of turnovers, I believe some self-imposed, that led to what we didn't give them, breakout baskets, wide open looks. And you had a good team that is capable of doing what they did. And they can make hard shots. But you can't let them make layups. You can't let them make wide open threes. And turnovers lead to that. And we gave them opportunity off of that. And it was disappointing. But we can't wallow in self-pity. We have to get ourselves ready to go. We were ready to go tonight. And we played that way, but we didn't do it long enough. We did not do a good job against their zone, obviously. When they went to the zone, we struggled. And then when we had 4 or 5 good, easy looks, they didn't go in. We had some right at the rim that didn't go down. And if you're gonna fight off one more charge, you have to be able to do that, and it didn't happen.
Hey, Steve, can you talk about why Fredette had so much success? I mean, you hold Kamard and Cavernari, I think, a combined 20, and he gets 28. What were they doing that was allowing him to have so much success?
He's a really good player. They have three guys that can, on any night, do what he did. And he did it tonight. He was obviously the answer. They ran that high ball screen 7 times in the first half and scored 5 times on it. And we talked about that. We have to do a better job defending it. He's clever. He's got strength about him. He gets inside and then does the little scoop shot. He never misses a free throw. And, you know, he was a guy that came in with a big rep as a scorer. And he likes to, you look at shots attempted by the big three, and he's right there with them. 28 points, obviously, I believe ties his career high. So that's way too many if you're going to win. But he's good. He's a good player.
Steve, do you think you're in a position now where you have to win the conference tournament to get into NCAA?
You know, Tim, I've not even thought that far down the road. I really haven't. I would say that would be maybe a valid statement at this stage. What we have to do is win the next one. So we need to win these next 3 games. And that's our challenge right now. And then we'll get ready for the conference tournament.
Lorenzo said he was obviously pretty upset about this and pretty angry. Is that kind of the feeling running through these guys right now?
I hope. You would hope that we would all feel that way, and you can't keep it forever. But there has to be a sense of anger, and there's obviously a sense of frustration when you play as well as we did and then almost go 180 for an extended period. It's hard. It hurts. If you invest as much as each one of these kids has in preparing for a season, and then as important a game as we've had all season, maybe the most important game tonight, and we weren't able to hold serve and get a victory.
Who do you think you've played against zones for the most part this season?
We've played pretty good against zones for the most part this season. When we've seen zones, we've usually been able to shoot them out of the zone and make them go back man-to-man on us. We've done a pretty good job when we've faced zones. And for whatever reason, we weren't able to do that tonight. I think when you miss a couple and they make a couple, and even though don't look at the scoreboard should be your thought, just play the next possession, and you look and see a 12-point lead down to 6 or 7, that next shot doesn't flow quite as freely as the one you took when you're on a good run. And I think that entered into it a little bit. We weren't smooth, obviously, attacking it, but we had some very good looks. And you have to be able to make them.